While many parents, players, and students, all kinds of people and fans around District 3 in the state of Pennsylvania have been praying for an end to COVID, two teams tonight have been praying on something else, a different kind of praying. Birds of prey. The Eagles of Cocalico, the Falcons of Lower Dauphin are getting together tonight for a big battle of two praying birds, P-R-E-Y-I-N-G, as they're going to fight it out tonight for the District 3 5A Boys Championship, all right here on High School Sports Live TV. Tonight's broadcast is made possible by our premier sponsor, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, and special community sponsors, Jack Giambalvo Family of Dealerships, Integrity First Home Buyers, and OSS Health. Good evening, everyone. I'm Gary Sutton. Alongside of me tonight is Todd McCall, Chad Edwards, and the whole Invicta crew, and we are very proud to be bringing you this championship game tonight. It's Cocalico out of the Lancaster-Lebanon League, the champions of Lancaster-Lebanon League 2, against the champions of the Keystone Division in the Mid-Penn, Lower Dauphin. Lower Dauphin comes in here tonight with an 18-3 record. They've won 9 in a row. For Cocalico, a team coming in right now, they've won 11 of their last 14. They've won their last 3 in a row, and these two teams hooking up tonight in what's going to be an enjoyable battle, and we're glad to be bringing it all to you right here on High School Sports Live TV. And Todd, when we talk about this Cocalico team, our Commonwealth Charter Academy player to watch tonight is a guy who runs the whole show for them, a guy named Carter Nunaville. Talk a little bit about this guy. He's a senior, he's 6'3", and he makes them go.
Well, he does make them go in that they score under 50 points per game, and Carter's 15 of those points. But you know, when you got a guy that scores 15 points, he gets other people involved. Tonight, one of the things to make a difference in a district championship is go above your averages and help other guys to do those same things, succeed over 50. But Carter does all the little things to make a team win, and they are league champions on top of coming in very hot for the District 3 finals, and no one predicted it. But when you got a player like Carter, anything can happen in the District 3 playoffs.
Well, they're the visiting team tonight, and they always say defense travels well. This team only gives up 43 points a game. I mean, they are stingy, but they don't score very many points. They haven't scored in the 60s all season long, so obviously they like a game in the 40s and the 50s. Talk a little bit about that, if you would, Todd.
Well, want to do this, you know, the defense actually, when you're forcing a team to really have to move the ball offensively and quiet their half-court offense, so to speak, because defense and the adjustments make them have to adjust their offense, it actually hurts your offense personally. So I know that sounds confusing in this. The fact that they play so tough at defense, sometimes it limits their touches offensively, but who cares? If it wins games, and many coaches talk about defensive winning games, you got to hear by your defense. That's why you're going for gold tonight.
Our OSS Health player to watch in this game tonight, a guy we've seen a few times during this season. He averages 13.5 points a game on a very balanced scoring team. Tyson Hoffsass, but he is a guy who's gotten it done regularly for Lower Dauphin's Falcons.
We can't against him, can we, Gary? Any time that we've had Tyson in numerous games past, we could say one thing about whether we picked him to do player or what that night or not, he was the guy that situations. In an earlier game this year versus Hershey, I thought Tyson did all the little things. He hit the transition. He got other people involved, but he was all over the place, offensively and defensively. And Tyson is kind of, he's a playmaker, and that is why his team's been successful winning the Keystone Division and being 18-3 coming in here.
Let's talk a little bit about the keys to the game tonight for both of these clubs coming in.
Well, when you're looking at Cocalico, they obviously want to make the game ugly. Now, they only call it because the game of basketball right now in the high school level has to represent what the college game is, up-tempo games. They don't want to really necessarily do that. This one will look like an ugly score, under 45 for Cocalico to be successful, and controlling the tempo at all times. You know, moving the ball offensively, making the extra pass. That's what they're going to want to do, you know, in this game. And then we could talk about Lower Dauphin and some of the things I think out in the lanes and run. And they're really good in their secondary break op. But Gary, you and I talked in pregame. Both coaches would say this if we asked both of them. If we don't win the glass, we don't win the game.
A lot of people expected Northern to be in this game tonight. They were undefeated coming in. York Suburban upset them. And then to get to this game, Cocalico beat York Suburban, a very tough team out of the York Area Interscholastic Athletic Association, 43-40. They won their game before that 39-36. So that kind of bears out what you're talking about here, Todd. With the low-scoring kind of game, they love to be grinders. They love to get in that kind of game, and that's the kind of game they would like to drag Lower Dauphin into tonight, that lower-scoring game. Lower Dauphin likes to get it up and go a little bit. They average close to 58 points a game, and they're a team that wants to get this up in the 50s and 60s. They know if they get in the 60s and maybe even 70s, that that's not a place that Cocalico wants to play.
Exactly. Lower Dauphin can play at that level. They also can play a messy game. If you want to call it an ugly game, they're well coached. They can do this. But what I think they do really effectively, Lower Dauphin, is that transition game. If they're making those 5-foot buckets and getting in the transition and finishing on the glass, they'll be very successful. And very often, it's not very often you get a District 3 playoff district championship game on your home court. So you give that chalk and that advantage to them. I mean, generally you see these games played in arenas and stuff like that, and teams get real tight. But speak of tightness, there will be that. You will see that tonight. But when it starts knocking down that shot, tightness goes away, and then it's time and game on.
These two teams are well coached. You've got a guy named Seth Sigmund on one side who's in his 6th year, done a great job. On the other side, Rick Ativo, the former great player at Steel High, has done a wonderful job here at Lower Dauphin, has got them in a winning way now. He's really fashioned this team into a nice bunch this year. Has 92 wins over his seasons, 54 losses. He's done a great job with them. So both teams well coached. Both teams bring teams in here tonight that are feeling pretty good about themselves. Let's take a look at the surrounding cast for both these clubs and the starters that we're going to see out here tonight in this District 3 championship game. And when you look at these starters, I mean, they're pretty good, although the starters that we have up there right now are not the ones that we want for the top one. That is for Central Dauphin. So we're going to try to get that changed here in a moment. But for Lower Dauphin, we've got Josh Gardner there. And he is a guy who has been doing well for them this season, 13.4 points a game. You got Caleb Gibbs, 13.8 points a game in there as well. He's a big guy. He's a 6'7" guy, and you're going to see a matchup inside tonight for him. Braden Landis is getting 4 points a game, but he's a guy who plays great defense, and he can knock down timely buckets for him. You look at Colton Waters, another guy that averages 5 points a game. And then Tyson Hofsass is kind of the leader there at 13.3 points a game. On the other side, as we talked about, Carter Nunneville averages 15 points a game, and he does a lot of the scoring for Cocalico. Carson Nash pulling in at 8.68 points a game. And then Bryson Flinton at 6.82 points a game. Trey Rios at 8.65 points a game. Augie Gerhardt comes off the bench. He was hurt just before Christmas, 6'8". He is a guy who may make his presence known in there today. His first bucket, by the way, coming back later on when he got back from the injury, was a dunk. So he could be a guy inside tonight they're going to look at. And then also Caleb Sturdivant will start tonight. He has 14 threes on the season. He averages about 4 points a game. So those are the starting lineups tonight. It'll be very interesting to see what these two teams bring to the floor as they get ready for the 5A District 3 championship game, all here on High School Sports Live TV. Back with more right after this.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Hoffman Ford wants to trade keys with you. That's right. Give us the keys to your current vehicle, and we'll get you into a brand new Ford with great offers, like up to $13,500 off MSRP on a new Ford F-150 XLT 4x4, or 1.9% financing up to 60 months, plus $9,000 off MSRP. And get top dollar for all trades, no matter what it is. Let's trade keys at Hoffman Ford.
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
I would say life does get expensive. We manage it well, but just with activities, it all adds up.
But Giant makes our life so much easier. I don't mind paying for quality, but I feel like at Giant, I'm getting quality, and when I look at that bill, I feel like, okay, you know what? I think that's great.
Yeah.
Buy Boar's Head corned beef. Get the other Reuben ingredients free. See flyer for details.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambalvo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambalvo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at Giambalvo.com.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Duke McCamey, our post-training expert.
One of the key moves I teach young players is the drop step. It's important to establish position first with both feet in the neutral position. Allowing players to choose either pivot foot, depending on the defense's position. Once you secure the ball, using a power dribble, drop step toward the basket with 2 hands to seal the defender. This will help a young player finish with great balance. The drop step is just one move a young player will learn in my post class.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
And no, it's not Hershey Giants Center. It is Lower Dauphin High School, where they're playing the District 3 5A championship tonight. That has been what has happened this year, playing at the home courts of the top-seeded teams. 18-3 Lower Dauphin tonight. They got here basically by winning against Southwestern 55-26. And then they knocked off Manheim Central 59-42, and in an exciting game beat Shippensburg 59-57. We talked about COVID at the beginning. 2-0. Calico won because West York had to drive out because of COVID. Then they went on to beat Hershey 39-36, and then Cocalico 43-40. And we are ready to tip it off for the District 3 championship. The winner goes on to the States, and the losing team goes home. And that's how tough it is this year, as Cocalico will control the basketball out of the gate.
They're going to be really pushing this offensive set. You can see ball movement a lot of curl cuts, a lot of movement. And you watch this, I mean, 5, 6, 7 passes, more than that in their sets.
You can see why they don't score a whole lot of points, but they do like to shoot the 3. They had 118 for the season, as Caleb Gibbs brings down the rebound, and Lower Dauphin off and running. Long look, far corner, not going to go, but offensive rebound goes to Lower Dauphin and kick it back outside.
Lower Dauphin also, we know, that can be extremely patient. You got to watch them for backdoor cuts, curl cuts as well, off the dribble cuts. That's how they get most of the things with these easy layup looks.
And there you go, Caleb Gibbs going backdoor, getting the easy pass and knocks it right in. 2-0, Lower Dauphin up early.
That's one thing you got to make sure you got to call out cutters, you got to bump cutters, and you got to have help side defense work effectively tonight if you're Cocalico.
Look at the squaring off the cuts here by Cocalico. They come up and really square everything off. Basketball's a game of angles, and they're doing a great job of it so far. Up, not going to go, and again, it's going to be Gibbs controlling the board here.
Lower Dauphin look to push, but they generally look to push out of a secondary break, as you see. And they're one of the better teams in 5A in their secondary break with their options.
There it is again, and Gibbs moving so well without the basketball. A beautiful pass underneath, and Gibbs in for the opening 4 points here for Lower Dauphin. They're up 4-0 here in the first few moments of this district championship game.
And see, Gibbs is surprising. Gibbs being with the big arms at 6'7", he gets going inside. It'd be poison for Cocalico.
Gibbs not the kind of player that's going to post you up, but he is the kind of player that can cut back doors you've seen already, and a long shot missed by Cocalico. Quickly Lower Dauphin into their other end. Hard moves the basket up. He's going to get fouled on the play. And you saw Gardner coming in hard. Gardner, one of those guys that's always got a nose trying to score. He's averaging 13.4 points a game this year. He's a 68% free throw shooter, and he'll head to the line.
And Gardner, we know, not only just a great athlete in Lower Dauphin history, Gardner looking to play baseball next level. Really a great prospect baseball-wise to play at a higher level.
And Gardner knocks down the first one. The foul's going to be called on Caleb Stern, but that'll be his first, team first here for the Eagles. 5-0, Lower Dauphin leads it early. And this shot is going to be missed. 1 of 2, and Cocalico will cover it. And they have the basketball.
Again, walking the ball up the floor, Gary, with just patience.
Cocalico has a great great history of winning. Go back to the old days of Ed McLemoyle over there, who won a state championship back in 1974. Trying to get the pass inside and up, and it's going to be a foul called on the play. And Cocalico, I think, will be heading to the line unless it was called before the shot. Foul looks like it's going to be on Gardner.
Right, it'll be on Gardner, and it looks like it's going to be called on the ground.
Good inbounds call here. Good hard move to the basket. That's not going to go. So far, cold for the Eagles as quickly here they come running. And you talked about that in the early going, Todd, as Lower Dauphin controlling the offensive glass as well. Back outside it goes. They're going to miss that one. Caleb Gibbs again coming back up. That's going to miss and yanked down by Cocalico.
Well, great opportunities for Lower Dauphin. They missed 5 foot away twice and then missed the long ball.
Get back into that motion offense.
Patience, and if you're Lower Dauphin, when we get caught watching the paint dry, following curl cuts, you want to get in the lanes and bump cutters.
So far, they're not getting anything inside, and everything has been an outside shot and not there thus far early in the game.
Then you look at this other end, Patience exhibiting tonight, both teams being fundamentally sound. Right up.
Caleb Gibbs is the focus of the offense tonight, and Caleb Gibbs takes it to the basket. Nice job driving hard to the right, then coming back to the left. 7-0. Lower Dauphin explodes out of the gate in the District 3 5A championship game, all here on High School Sports Live TV.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambavo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
Welcome back to Lower Dauphin High School, and you saw a great move by Caleb Gibbs. He has been dynamite so far. He has 6 out of the 7 Lower Dauphin points, and now Cocalico with the basketball trying to find an answer out of that timeout.
They really need one here. You're just going to be patient, and you get 5 foot away from the glass. You got to finish. They've missed a couple easy ones, and looking to capitalize.
That 3 again. Good box out though by Hofsass, bringing it down court, and then throwing it away. Cocalico will cover it. They get the ball back and a chance to try to get on the board. Not the kind of game that Cocalico wants to be in so far. Just bobbled out front by Nunneville.
They're just a little tight right now. They're just going to need to sink one of these just to kind of get their rhythm back in this offense.
A hard drive. See, the quality of the shot they're getting so far just not very good. And so far it's been all Caleb Gibbs. Inside has where Lower Dauphin has gone here early in the game thus far. Caleb Gibbs has been the focus of the entire offense.
Yeah, he has, and you know what? The other thing that's happening too is they're winning the defensive glass. Nice.
There it is again. Every time it's hitting his hands, he's looking to score. Caleb Gibbs takes it to the rack again, and Caleb Gibbs already in the first quarter here with 8 points.
He's got 8, and he's got 8 with inside 5 foot away, making great moves, ups and unders, different out of my hook across the middle.
And there finally a good running one-hander from Cocalico, as getting in there is Carter Nunneville with the first 2 points of the game for the Eagles.
That might just be what the doctor ordered, just to settle them down a little bit in their offense and get an easy bucket.
Here's one of the keys to Lower Dauphin, much like Cocalico. They love to move the ball side to side. When they do that, they really seem to get into their offense pretty nicely.
Yeah, and they look for that corner, and it sets up sometimes the 17-9 shot. It sets up the long balls. They're so patient offensively, and their shooters know how to spot up. Coach Ativo and his staff has done a good job to get the Lower Dauphin Falcons to spot up.
There he is again. The target is Gibbs every time. A weak side screen that time, and Gibbs coming across. Easy layup for Gibbs. 10 points in the first quarter.
You know what? Gibbs is going to look easy. We know Gibbs is one of these players. We highlight I get about Caleb Gibbs at 6'7".
There you have a running pass. Looked like it might be a charge. It instead pulled out here nicely by Lower Dauphin. And again, they'll get into that half-court offense, start moving the ball side to side. There's a running one-hander again. Gibbs on the rebound. Make that Gardner. He'll pull it out. 7-1 in rebounds so far for Lower Dauphin. Look at Gibbs. Every time he gets it, he's going for the shot. This time he throws a pass out, but it's tipped out by the Eagles. So it'll stay with Lower Dauphin.
Gary, you know what his signature move he's going to. He loves to get in that lane and do the spin. He spins on you, and then when he feels like he has that little momentum, he up and under. So he's not doing just one move. He's doing 2 to 3 moves 5 foot away. And at 6'7", that is almost impossible to defend if you're a Cocalico defender.
Great footwork as well. Now here they come back to that passing game. You can see Gibbs moving out for that pick and roll. And now they throw it out to him. He looks to post set up for the 3. He passes that up. They go right back into their passing game. Another up and under move, and another easy move to the basket for 2. And that time you saw Tyson Hofsass rather, who was so easy on making that move to the basket. He makes a good inside play. 13-2. Lower Dauphin leads it here in the first quarter.
Tyson Hofsass, I've just always liked this game. Senior, he does all the little things. He's getting some offers, looks. He's got opportunities to play at the next level. Not surprising to anyone there.
And one of those guys who really plays within himself. We saw Augie Gerhardt in there. Long 3 downtown, not going to go. But there's Gerhardt on the tap, and Gerhardt in for his first 2 points of the game. Augie Gerhardt at 6'8", a junior.
Yeah, they're going to need the big junior in there now. I know he's coming off that injury due to the fact that you're just going to need his size on the glass, and they're going to have to find someone really to contain Gibbs if they can.
Here you see Gardner trying to set his man up as they spread it out a little bit. Hard move to the basket. Tapped nicely at the end by Gerhardt coming across the inside. So Gerhardt knocks it away at 6'8". Good defensive play by the big guy.
Yeah, Charlie 14, the sophomore, coming off the bench, and he actually literally he came in and put a hard drive on. Look at this out of bounds play. You know this team likes to get 5-footers. Don't miss that though, Gary.
And right back down the floor comes Cocalico with it. So maybe looking for the last shot here. 27.2 seconds to go here in the quarter. They definitely are looking for the last points of the quarter here, trying to figure out what they want to do with it right now as Nash holds the ball and kicks it off. Now down to 11 seconds. Now 9. Getting caught out front there. Good defense. Out at the top, and then Lower Dauphin gets it, fires it full court. It's going to go out of bounds. Still 1.7 seconds to go. And so Cocalico will get it back with 1.7 seconds here. It was Braden Landis trying to catch up with it down court. Now the ball thrown in. Long one thrown, nothing going. 13-4 at the end of 1. Lower Dauphin leading here in the boys' District 3 5A championship game, all on High School Sports Live TV. And we want to remind you right now, it's time to nominate and vote for your favorite high school basketball player for Mr. and Miss PA. We are proud to present the 8th annual Mr. and Miss Pennsylvania Basketball Awards. The award recognizes the best high school basketball players in Pennsylvania, both male and female. So what are you waiting for? Go to www.pabball.com. That's www.pabball.com to nominate your favorite high school player today. I want to remind you also that Team Pennsylvania AAU basketball is centrally located in the Harrisburg area, home of our state capital. Team Pennsylvania AAU is the largest, most successful AAU program in central Pennsylvania. While 2020 was certainly a challenge, Team Pennsylvania remained committed to helping its top showcase players land college scholarships. They have once again shown that they are the premier program for anyone looking to compete at the next level. This weekend, they'll be holding their 2021 spring AAU tryouts for 10th and 11th grade girls and boys. Team Pennsylvania is a program you can count on, so register today at www.teampahoops.com or call 717-657-2620 for an opportunity to compete at the highest level in 2021. Gary Sutton, Todd McCall back with you as we start quarter number 2. 13-4, Lower Dauphin leading it, and it has been all Caleb Gibbs thus far. This time Caleb Gibbs stepping on the line, but hustling play.
Yeah, he scored 10 tonight, and then notice that start the second quarter, Cocalico comes out of a widened spread 3-2 look to keep people out of the lane and the penetration out of the lane with the offense. So they went to a zone look. Let's see if they stay defensively in the zone.
You look at Lower Dauphin right now, they're picking it up a little bit more full court, a little more pressure. I think the problem so far, they've not gotten any touches inside, has Cocalico, and the scoring inside has come very, very hard. Nunneville with the only points. Now they're trying to post up Gerhardt, and then a little give and go right there, and a block shot underneath, and it goes the other way as it was off Cocalico's Nunneville. Carson Nash, rather.
with Nash, knocked the ball out of bounds. But speaking of Nunaville, I think this is a time where he needs to activate himself a little bit and maybe just starting to get in rhythm and make some few things happen to get his team going. Because no one's in double figures on this team but him. So he's probably going to have to elevate that game a little bit in this championship.
A little different look for Cocalico as they come out in the zone look here, as you said.
Yeah, they're going to have to attack the gaps, and this will slow Lower Dauphin down a bit. You'll see that.
And Cocalico gets it back, 13-4 the lead. Underneath it goes, and a dunk by the big guy. Easy one there for Augie Gerhardt. That's called a high percentage shot, ladies and gentlemen.
A high percentage dunk. He has 4. He is what the doctor orders. Stir him up a little bit. Keep feeding him the rock, because maybe he'll get this Cocalico Eagle team going.
You can see the Caleb Gibbs lurking inside that zone, and there he is, getting the move underneath, trying to make the move. And now he's drawing 2 people and forced to the walk. So a nice change of defense here, but Cocalico is getting them back in the game slowly here with the zone look.
You know, Gary, I think right now Gibbs with the 6'8" hand on him, and Gerhardt, and Augie Gerhardt, he's going to too many moves now. Now you stop playing with it, you might tell him as a coach, and so let's go strong up with it and draw some fouls on Gerhardt.
And you need to get a quick hit into that zone, is right. A great job by Cocalico, and a nice move here early by Seth Sigmund. And there's Cocalico going to it. Will get knocked out of bounds off the hands of Nunaville.
I'm interested to see Cocalico underneath their own bucket to see if they come up with. I feel like some of the most inventive ways to get easy buckets is coming out of bounds. They're happy to get the ball in, and they go with the flex cut off of this. So this is an extended out of bounds play that they're trying to look for something after 2 to 3 passes.
Now they're looking for a little pick and roll, and then outside it comes. Underneath again. Nice job. They're trying to get more interior passing now and going up strong here. And it's going to be knocked away by Lower Dauphin. So 13-6 right now. The Falcons with the 7-point lead over the Eagles. There they are in that 3-2 zone you talked about. Basically that 3-2 zone is dropping into a man-to-man inside on Gibbs. Gibbs open there for just a moment behind the zone. And a timeout is going to be called. We'll take one as well. It's 13-6 in the boys District 3 5A championship game. Now Cocalico does get it back. We thought they called timeout there for a moment. There you see the replay a little bit earlier. We'll take one as well right now. And what are you talking about in the huddle here at the moment, Todd McCall?
Well, if you're on this Cocalico side, you're saying, hey guys, we're getting the shots that we want. We're getting some 5 foot away. We need to be a little more aggressive on our attack. I think we're keeping the ball 20 foot away. And if you are Lower Dauphin, you are now looking at saying, hey, listen, we're playing with it too much outside. We need to attack the gaps against the zone and push the ball. The best way to beat a zone is beat it up the floor.
Great point, Todd. And you know, the fact that you get up there and get set before the zone gets set, you don't want to have to play into those seams. Let's see what they did during the timeout here. Of course, Rick Ativo, a former forward himself, so he thinks like a forward. Here they go with a 1-4 across the foul line. And watch him go to a high-low here.
I tell you, this is one of those matchup zone defenses that look 3-2, but these can be very difficult. This might be something that's been popped on Lower Dauphin they haven't seen before.
Or at least had seen in what their scouting was. And there's, you see Gibbs' shots now are much harder. A lot more people in there making them contested and all live on the floor. And Cocalico is fighting back right now.
And if I can add one point, Gary, if we look closely at that defense when we get a couple more looks, it almost looks like a diamond in one on Gibbs. So it has played and showed some different looks for me from a coaching perspective. It looks like maybe that's a diamond one.
Right now in turnovers, Lower Dauphin with 5, Cocalico only with 1, and Cocalico just cold from the outside. They need to hit some big shots here. Here they are trying to get back down the court, and you see very quickly Lower Dauphin trying to beat that zone back down, but Cocalico quickly getting back. And again, the passes that Lower Dauphin has started to make against his zone are not very good thus far.
No, they're actually throwing their skip passes really badly. They're throwing too much, and it's actually this defense has got Lower Dauphin out of rhythm. If Cocalico can find a way to score on the other end, they're going to find themselves right where they want to be.
Well, they're showing them a 3-2 at the top, and here's a good 3 look from Cocalico again, rattling out. Gibbs is going to cover it up, but the 3-2. Now watch it. It starts as a 3-2, and then the middleman will drop back in normally and play in the middle of that zone. As soon as Gibbs goes in, someone's going down and playing a man-to-man. Now that time they didn't do it. And looked like Lower Dauphin just started to try to rotate people through a little bit more, Todd.
That's exactly what is happening, and they're going to have to. You know what? They're going to have to attack this across with and they're actually going to have to run men across that foul line back and forth to get different types of looks, slashing looks. This defense is, I will tell you right now, this will take some time to break down.
Well, and you almost want to attack it with an even front, not an odd front. They're attacking it right now with an odd front against an odd front defense. Normally you go even versus odd or odd versus even. And you can see it's not the cutters inside here that you want to get. They want to get Gibbs, but it's late. And then they're throwing over the top of it.
And look where the ball is. It's exactly where Cocalico wants it. It's 24 foot away. Look where people are making the passes. There's no attack zone.
Yep, and then what they did is hit Gibbs that time, then go opposite. There's Hopsass and got that shot, but again, cold right now. They started to attack middle, then opposite side. Cocalico is playing the game right here. The numbers, they've got the numbers back in toward where they want this game played at right now. Unfortunately, oh, there it is. Gerhardt underneath, and Gerhardt's going to get the score and the foul. Big Gerhardt, Augie Gerhardt scores inside.
Yeah, with the 6 points, is going to say he's in the gator right now. He's actually getting, he's holding Lower Dauphin on the other end to one and done. And look, then gets inside. Now, you know when you're 6'8", one thing, finish right there on that square.
Well, Gerhardt for the season has only shot the ball a few times from the free throw line, but it's 68%. Missing here, though, and rebound pulled down here by Lower Dauphin. They're up by 5 at the point, but it's been a long time since they scored.
Yes, right now Cocalico is on a 4-0 run to start the second quarter.
There's Gibbs again to the middle, but he's not getting the shots, and they are rattling out here. As again, it's going to be Hopsass with a long three, not going right now for Lower Dauphin.
These are shots that when they are going down, Lower Dauphin just starts playing in such a rhythm. Right now, look good. They're good look. So
there's a hard move, not going to go again from Cocalico, and Lower Dauphin trying to beat that zone back down the floor quickly and attack, and they lose the ball. Here come the Eagles. And take it right back by the Falcons. Ahead, they got a man open. And again, it's cold down on that end of the floor right now for Lower Dauphin. They're having a tough time finding anything to go.
Yeah, the heat wave's being broken right now just by just cold play, missing some easy bunnies.
Kick outside, long three look, and finally the three drops, and this time it's Trey Reyes from downtown knocking down his 36th three of the year, and they have drawn back to within 2 points now, and a timeout on the floor for Ricativo and Lower Dauphin. We're going to stick in here right now, and I want to tell you a little bit about the advanced hoops. They're going to be offering players of all ages and experience levels an opportunity to take their game to the next level in our spring training program. Whether it's 5-on-5 competition and skills, crossover intensity shooting with Charlie, or the advanced dribbling and shooting class, your player will be trained and pushed by our professional coaches. This 10-week program will take place at the Advanced Training Center located on Jonestown Road. These classes have limited numbers, so be sure to register today at www.advancedhoops.com or call 717-657-2620. And a very special thank you to LLHoops.com, the place where LL basketball coverage is found. LLHoops.com. Gary Sutton, Todd McCall with you, and in Cocalico's huddle right now, they're feeling a little upbeat here as they were down early, 13-4, but they've run off 7 in a row right now, Todd.
It was the 7-0 run has come down because their defense has tightened down, and then Lower Dauphin has not found the rhythm against this zone look. That's a matchup, and you bring in Gerhardt off the bench, 6'8", getting over that injury really quickly, scoring 6 points, and he's also getting the one-and-done rebounds on the defensive end, and that's the difference here to start the second quarter.
Well, we talked about defense traveling well. Lower Dauphin has not scored this quarter. And we see Charlie Fortney just in the game right now, who, by the way, is a great three-point threat. He's at 53% on the season from the three-point line, so he's a dangerous guy if they can step into these seams at all. Let's take a look at how they've stretched that 3-2 zone out. And what that does is cover the wings very well, does not cover the corners particularly well. You almost have to attack this from the side.
And they're just, Lower Dauphin's just so far out. Like, you know, you're not going to hurt anybody out there 23 foot away, and that's what most people are going to tell you.
Well, what they're doing is they're matching up out there. You see how far out they've got that now, and they're just matching up in that zone. How that looks like the foul line is kind of open, but they're searching right now for something. See how open the middle is? You got to almost have somebody in the middle of that thing when it goes to the side.
Yeah,
and right now, Lower Dauphin is standing around a bit against this zone. Now they're starting to move a little bit more.
You need to bring somebody to the foul line. When you bring a guy at the foul line, Lower Dauphin, and you look high lows, that's where you're going to start getting differences. And they looked to that look to go low there. That's where they'll get the play. They've got to get that middle penetrated some.
Underneath it goes. We're going to get a foul called or a jump ball. Jump ball called. And I'll tell you what, this Cocalico team plays defense like we have not seen all season long, Todd McCall.
Well, they're playing like a championship defense. They're playing with fire, and that's this difference. And look at this. I mean, they're just all over the place. I don't know. I mean, that's a good call, I guess.
Holton Waters at the line, and Waters on the season only a 64% free throw shooter. And again, Lower Dauphin has not scored this quarter. 1:22 to go in the second quarter. Cocalico has scored 7.
Yeah, they're on this run, and it's been set up by defense. And look at that.
Two shots missed there by Waters. So really cold here for the Falcons. As you know, look at Cocalico. They're very happy in this game. This is a game where they want to be in it. This is based on like playing in the 20s for 4 quarters.
Yeah, they're chasing. They're tasting the championship water when they got conned a little bit. Cocalico.
But another 3 tried, not going to go quickly. Lower Dauphin the other end, trying to get back and beat the zone back. Good transition, though, by Cocalico, and then great hands, stealing it away. Looking to score on the other end of the court, and it is going to be a foul called, I think, against Lower Dauphin on the floor.
Yeah, that's the call. And interesting to note that Augie Gearhart's the one that takes the ball out. I just wonder if he's going to do this in that. When you see the big man take it out to 5-man, it's usually a quick pass, and he dumps back in 5 foot away to get the return ball. And that's what he's going to do. They look for the high-low.
Yeah, and he and Gibbs having a good battle down, and that's one to continue to watch here.
That's where your scouting report and your coaches that scout and look at film all knew that play was coming right away, so it didn't fool Lower Dauphin.
I'm watching Gerhardt. He's a guy who likes to play with his back to the post. He does a lot of spinning. Here he takes an outside shot. That's not going to go. Yanked down by Charlie Fortney. He's off and running, then pulls it back a bit.
Yeah, Lower Dauphin's going to have to find a way to get stops, and they're going to have to beat this zone up the floor because right now they've now got who they need in the middle. Got Gibbs in the middle, and they're going to start looking at high-low. But what do you got to do? You've got to get into that gap and attack. If you're Charlie Fortney and these guys, you got to attack that gap to bring that defense draw to you, or else you're just going to play with the ball 23 foot away.
But by matching up, what they're doing is taking away the gaps right now. Great move by Hofstadter, up and under, and Hofstadter is not going to get the score because he's going to get called for the charge. He went up in the air, and a great job underneath. That time by Cocalico's Carter Nunneville to take the charge. Let's take a look at this one. You might say, well, he was underneath the basket, but, you know, he got over there, posted himself up, and a good call by the official. So tough call against Hofstadter as he made the move, but better play by Nunneville to get the charge.
More importantly, Lower Dauphin.
2.2 seconds to go here in the first half.
This is interesting to see, even with 2.2 seconds. I thought Lower Dauphin might want to look at some full court pressure to mix this up a little bit.
Well, Jack Giambalvo halftime report coming up right after this. There's a long look trying to take the lead, not going to go, and we end the first half. Lower Dauphin not scoring in the second quarter, 13-11. Lower Dauphin leads Cocalico. It's the District 3 Boys 5A Championship here on High School Sports Live TV. Our Jack Giambalvo halftime report coming up next.
High School Sports Live is really excited that in 2021, we're going to bring high school rivalries right in your living room. Eric Brewer from Integrity First Home Buyers is with me. He's a community guy. He stepped up to help make it possible for parents and community members to see High School Sports Live right in their backyard. Talk about why you're passionate and why you feel like it's a mandate for families in the community to see sports during this time.
As an athlete growing up, some of the fondest memories I had was seeing my parents in the stands, knowing that they were there to support me throughout the week of practice in preparation for games. The biggest moment for me was the opportunity to play in front of my friends and family. As a parent, I've been on the other side now, and I want to be there for my children, specifically for my son. The kids and the student athletes still know that their parents are watching, and then as parents, we can still be there to experience and cheer our kids and our student athletes on, even if it's through the television, because we can't be there personally.
Well, we appreciate that. We know the viewers at home appreciate you making this possible. Integrity First Home Buyers is not just an overnight operation. You've been around for 15 years. Talk about we can buy your house, the cash, all the features. Talk about those.
Thanks for asking, Charlie. I guess the biggest thing would be when we buy houses, we buy them all cash as is. We allow people the freedom and flexibility to choose their settlement date, and then there's no fees or commissions. So we've been around for 15 plus years. We are a member, and we do have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
Can you define quick settlement a little bit more? Because some people might need the flexibility of having a settlement happen a little later as compared to right away. Define that a little bit.
So quick solutions allow flexibility with settlements is what I like to use when I describe it. Some people want to have the solution of having their house sold, but the settlement for them might be something that they want to schedule maybe a month, 2 months, or 3 months out in advance. So we always say we provide maximum flexibility to our sellers, which means we can make you an offer on your property and we can settle in as little as 7 days or as long as 7 months, whichever works best for you.
I like the cash feature. However, my favorite is as is. I'm a guy that doesn't want to have to redo the roof or paint the house, and as is appeals to me. Talk to everyone about what as is really is.
So let me tell you about as is. As is means you're selling the property in its current condition with no obligation to make any repairs. So a lot of times people will market and agree to sell their property as is, but you got home inspectors and appraisers and all of these people that come in and may require different repairs for the property in order to get it to settlement. When we buy it as is, there are absolutely no repairs. We'll buy it with a leaky roof, a failed furnace, a bad septic, literally anything that would go wrong with the house, we'll buy it just the way it sits.
Well, we really appreciate your support. You go to ericbuysyourhouse.com and you're going to find out more information about how you can take advantage of a successful business that might be able to help your family in a time of need.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
Produce is a staple here in our house. Across the board, everybody loves it.
They enjoy cucumbers, bell peppers,
strawberries and blueberries. And at Giant, the quality and variety is amazing.
Yeah, it's always fresh.
The kids will go for the fresh stuff every single time because they appreciate nature and what she provides.
Always fresh. Dole and our brand bagged salad blends, 2 for $5.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambalvo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambalvo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
And welcome back to our Jack Giambalvo halftime report. And I'm Gary Sutton, along with Todd McCall. And what a first half it was, Todd. It looked like Lower Dauphin was leaving the building there in the first quarter. But then from the 101 point of the first quarter to the halftime, they didn't score. Cocalico didn't exactly go wild scoring. They scored 7 points after being down 13-4 in the first quarter. But here they find themselves only down 2 at the half. And this is why a team that doesn't ever score in the 60s is right in this ball game here in this District 3 5A championship. And let's take a look, Todd, first of all, at our advanced hoops first half highlights. Take us through those if you would.
When you think about this game and the start of this game, Lower Dauphin came out exactly what we thought they might do. They were patient. They went in early to Gibbs. Gibbs with 10 points, and Gibbs started doing all the little things because there was no big hand in there to guard him. He was coming off cuts. He was curl cutting. Cocalico, man-to-man wise, as you see, they began to leave their feet, and they got a little bit under fundamentally defense-wise, and Gibbs took complete advantage of that. And then you throw in the difference when Gerhardt comes in the game, the big 6'8"er, first of all, gets your best score. Nunaville gets going, and then spin moves are beginning to happen all over the place, and Lower Dauphin was feeling extremely comfortable. And this is what was happening until Augie Gerhardt got in. They were missing 5-foot bunnies, Cocalico was. They were missing some easy shots. Then they bring the 6'8" off the bench. He scores 6 good points for them. And one of the first ones is off the major power dunk like that. So this guy is great around the glass. You know, that injury hurts him a little bit on the hand, but when he finished and needed to, that made a difference. But I really believe in this first half, it was all about Cocalico's defense, holding Lower Dauphin to no points at all, Gary. I can't tell you the last time that ever happened.
And Rios hitting the big three there to end the half. The only three, by the way, scored in the first half. Take a look at these numbers. You want to talk about a game of defense, but there were two major things that happened. We'll talk about that in a second, but look at the numbers so far. And the big numbers that jump out here, Todd, 9 turnovers for Lower Dauphin to only 2 right now for Cocalico. And those turnovers came as a result of the switch to that 3-2 zone that seemed to confuse Lower Dauphin immensely.
It totally did. And you know what? That's uncharacteristic of Lower Dauphin to turn the ball over that much. And the other thing is, little things make a difference in championship games. You're 1 for 4 from the foul line. I mean, think about that. When you're finding points hard to gain, foul shots happen. And I think what stands out too is those rebound-wise, it's 18-6. And that right there benefits Lower Dauphin greatly, but Lower Dauphin began not to be able to get anything 5 foot away, and they got one and done a lot in that stretch in second quarter, and Gerhardt did a great job on the boards, pulling most of those rebounds down himself. And they got to have to mix it up if you're Lower Dauphin coming in the second half.
18-6 in rebounds for Lower Dauphin, and yet you're only up by 2 here at the half, and you haven't scored since the 1-on-1 mark of the first quarter. So let's take ourselves inside the locker rooms right here. Let's go to Seth Sigmund first for Cocalico. His team's playing some great defense. Offense hasn't been particularly good so far. Only 1 out of 11 from the three-point line. What are they going to do in the second half here? It looked like they started to go to Gerhardt a lot more at the end of the quarter.
I think that's exactly the magic right now that you're going to need. I think also they talked about Nunaville stepping up and maybe trying to penetrate a little bit and get to the basket and create some things to happen. They actually took some ill-advised shots. They weren't sound shots. They're kind of fading away. They were falling back a little bit. I think with Gerhardt, you can get him 5 foot away and keep doing that little remedy, and that might be your success to win.
When they changed to the 3-2 zone, you saw Caleb Gibbs go out of everything. I mean, he just wasn't really involved anymore, and he got 2 or 3 people on every time. Augie Gerhardt coming in certainly had a big move there defensively, as you know, Gibbs was playing stern of it and really having a pretty easy time with him, but Gerhardt not so much, because now in the zone, Gerhardt was getting help from the outside, the double team. So what do you think Rick Ativo is going to do here in the second half as we get ready to start here with Lower Dauphin?
I think unless you make your adjustments to do something off defense, then you're going to make adjustments in full court. When you score, you might look to mix it up and start going full court a little bit. Throw some zone traps in. Get a rebound, and 5 guys run full speed to beat the zone. But unless that, you need to find ways to keep that middle high-low look in against that zone matchup. And then you want to recognize right now, if you're Lower Dauphin, Gary, coming out here in this third quarter, not scoring in the second quarter, you need to immediately recognize, are they staying in this zone? And it appears that they are. And you look at this, it's one at the top, almost kind of a diamond look. And it just gives so many different defiant looks to Lower Dauphin.
And we start the third quarter here. Lower Dauphin with the basketball in the lead by 2. This is the boys 5A District 3 championship game, all here on High School Sports Live TV. So they're looking at that kind of 2-man front now a little bit. Again, watch what Cocalico do. They attack out there, Todd, so well, so they don't give you a seam to go into. And the problem is Lower Dauphin's not trying to attack the seams right now that are there. They're not trying to make the players play. Now there's a 3 look from the outside. That's not going to go for Lower Dauphin, but the ball will stay with the Falcons on their baseline.
And you know what's going to happen if you're not going to knock that one down. That makes it real easy for Cocalico defensively. Right here is very important. You're out of bounds to make a difference for you. You throw it away.
The active hands here by the Eagles as they take it hard the other end, trying to throw it off Lower Dauphin. It's going to be off Lower Dauphin. It's going to stay with the Eagles. I tell you, their defense is suffocating. They really know how to play good defense, whether it's in the zone or in the man-to-man, although they got beat pretty well out of the man-to-man to start the game, but the zone has certainly made a difference.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to be able to play Lower Dauphin man-to-man. Lower Dauphin so effectively in their motions, offense with curl cuts and ball movement.
Really impressed when you watch Gerhardt move without the basketball. He does a lot of spinning for a big guy. Good takeaway right here. And up and in for Lower Dauphin, and that's what maybe could help you a little bit, is Caleb Gibbs again scoring. He's been the only guy scoring right now for Lower Dauphin for the most part.
You got to like it when a 6'7" guy can push the ball up the floor himself in transition, and that's exactly what he did. Going to Randolph, making the play at the next level.
Hard move to the basket by Nunaville, and then the dish off to Gerhardt, and the foul is going to be called against Hofsass. So for Hofsass, that's going to be his 3rd foul in the game. That's a huge number right now.
You think about that, you cannot have Hofsass floor. He's that guy can kill you in transition if they can get this thing going.
Well, I like Gerhardt's stroke. I mean, nice, 6'8" guy with a nice dip with the legs. He lifts it really well and then follows through. Watch this. He's got that bad hand right now, too. This one's going to bounce around and go down and pulls his team back to within 2. 15-13, Lower Dauphin leads at 6:41 to go in the 3rd quarter. You're watching the boys District 3 5A championship here on High School Sports Live TV.
That's up 8 points too. We need it right now for Gerhardt.
Need someone to step in here. It's going to knock a 3 or 2 down for Lower Dauphin. They've not had the outside shooting they normally get. The average 36% from the 3-point line for starters.
You see that the Cocalico zone defense can look at times like a 2-3 because when you have Gibbs in the middle, they are forced to play him. Now you can go with an odd number front to attack the gap on.
And there you get the 3 look. Not going to go again. And so far, it has been icy out there for the Falcons. Still with a 2-point lead, though.
It's the tightest I've ever remember seeing them shoot these Lower Dauphin Falcons, especially at home.
Ball being handled right now by Rios. Rios has the only 3-pointer in the game for either team. Dish off again by Cocalico. The Cocalico is not as efficient on offense as they are on defense. Their skill is on the defense and the way they play it.
Yeah, handling the ball, yeah, they do struggle a bit like that. And Lower Dauphin just needs to find ways to keep forcing them and pressurize them a little bit. Maybe with some traps and some different looks defensively.
But they live off their defense, and that's their ticket. That's what has brought them to this game. Up and in, look at that, nice little change of pace. Going hard to the basket again is Rios. Trey Rios in for 2 more.
He has 5 points on the night, and there's 5 big points. Look at this, finally tying it up. They had never led in this game at all, Cocalico.
So 15-15 with 5:06 to go in the 3rd quarter, and this is exactly the game that Cocalico wanted to get Lower Dauphin into, and they are there.
Yeah, they said ugly, and you know what? You hate to paint that paintbrush in that word because that's an extremely aggressive word, and ugly, but it has been a sloppy type ugly game, and it's benefited Cocalico.
Well, if you like defense, it's not ugly at all if you're a Cocalico Eagle fan, because they are playing great defense, and they have Gardner getting a little bit antsy, trying to go through 2 guys, has it taken away by Cocalico again. Another turnover. Long 3, far corner, looking for their first lead, not going to go. Gerhardt pulls it down.
And the hustle plays are being won by Cocalico now. If you're Lower Dauphin, you've got to win the hustle play.
Well, Cocalico is really working hard out there. On the offensive glass now, they were rebounded badly in the first half, 18-6. And there again, they lose the ball. They do that a lot. We saw losing the ball there was Carter Nunaville that time.
You know, that's a call, Gary, that we saw in the old days a lot of times. You don't see it that often anymore. Wow, it's a rare call out there, but it is a good call.
So here's Lower Dauphin with the basketball, trying to get back on the lead. 4:21 to go. They've scored 2 points since the 1:01 mark of the 1st quarter, as Charlie Fortney in there now with the basketball. Looks like they're trying to run people through the opposite side and maybe try to open up some threes here. One of the things that will make a zone soften up a little bit is if you try to run people through, especially if you think they're matching up at all, because there's bump points where they hand people off.
Yeah, you bump points, and you do have to run people through. Constant movement in this, and you still, I feel like at all point in time, you got to have somebody at the foul line.
Look at Gibbs. Gibbs trying to make something happen, kicks it opposite there as they've taken away everything. Gibbs making a hard move, and again, blocked out of there. Gerhardt has made such a difference as he came into the game for Sturdivant.
Gerhardt comes in there and just throws 6'8", says hello 6'7". Take a look at this.
Yeah. And you know what he did there? Watch that. He held his position on the floor, didn't go up until Gibbs went up. A great defensive play.
To be a great shot blocker, you have to be a great timer. That's what he did extremely well. He leaves the floor well.
Leave your feet until that other guy does. And they're again trying to get it to Gibbs, and it's knocked away again. Active hands by this Cocalico defense, and they have tied it up. 3:32 to go in the 3rd quarter.
12, 13 turnovers, I mean, on the Lower Dauphin side. You would never imagine that tonight coming in.
They've been playing so good coming in. They've won 9 in a row coming into this game tonight. Seth's doing a good job there defensively, and then up, not going to go. And Gibbs did a good job of getting in the way there and blocking that shot. Charlie Fortney with the basketball will kick it back to the top of the key to Gardner.
If you're a Falcon fan, you know you got to find one right here. So this might be a great timeout opportunity.
Ricativo calls a timeout. He wants to get things set. 3:06 to go here in the third quarter. It's High School Sports Live TV.
Produce is a staple here in our house. Across the board, everybody loves it.
They enjoy cucumbers, bell peppers,
Strawberries and blueberries. And at Giant, the quality and variety is amazing.
Yeah, it's always fresh.
The kids will go for the fresh stuff every single time because they appreciate nature and what she provides.
Always fresh. Dolan our brand bagged salad blends, 2 for $5.
And there you see Ricativo. He's been so successful there at Lower Dauphin, drawing up some things right now and trying to get his team reset offensively. They had a tough time ever since his 3-2 zone came in here, Todd McCall. That has been the difference maker. Plus the play of Augie Gerhardt, the 6'8 guy who came into the game and has been dominant.
And Gerhardt's been the difference tonight, you know, and he's stepping up and he's letting everybody know it. And I know right there, Ricativo was drawing something up coming out of the side inbound to say, look, this is what we have to do. This is the type of movement we need to get, and they need a bucket.
Let's see what he drew up during the play here. Again, that's still in that funky 3-2 zone, but everybody's active. I mean, nobody's sitting back waiting for the defense to attack them. What they're doing is attack or waiting for the offense to attack them. They're attacking the offense. Kicking it back out there's Charlie Fortney. He's an outstanding three-point shooter. Can't make that one, though, and it's yanked down again by Cocalico. So fundamental on their defense.
You got it right here as you look at Cocalico. They're going to be a little more patient. And then look, they lost the ball an inside foul.
Yep, again, fouling inside. And the foul against Cocalico is marked up on Augie Gerhardt. A little bit of pushing in there. Gerhardt, very enthusiastic kind of player. You can see him right there kind of cheering his teammates on. Now there's a flat 3-2 front, but then they attack out to the ball. They really do a good job of closing out to the basketball. See, they're going to, right there, it's not a shot. Now, when they start to move toward the top of the three-point line, you'll see them start to attack out. Good hands there by Bryson Flinton.
Gary, until Lower Dauphin's able to hit one of these outside shots, this is interesting to note, though. Cocalico still has yet to have in this game.
Well, you look at see what there's nobody in the middle right now, and so you want to have someone behind the zone and someone in the middle of the zone right now. Right there's the middle. They need to get someone in behind the zone and start to get that zone misshaped a little bit. There's Gibbs trying to go hard to the basket, and again, the shots that were so easy in the first quarter now are hard to come by.
Well, Gary, and this is probably a good decision to get it, but they're trying to screen. When they came out of the timeout, Lower Dauphin is trying a on-ball screen. That's good for one play, one step. However, you've got to have, as you said, got to have a body on that foul line. Someone on that foul line, you've got to look to keep someone in that middle. If not, that zone doesn't have to play anything inside that paint.
Right now, they're standing around against it right now. They're standing around. It's too long. There you finally get a shot from the far corner. That's not going to go. Still no three scored tonight by Lower Dauphin.
Have we ever
One
said that?
three in
No
this
three
game,
scored.
and that's coming off the hands of Rios. There's your three from the far corner. Not going to go again. It's been cold out there offensive-wise tonight.
There are lids on baskets. Yeah, it's lids on baskets, and it's unbelievable.
Gibbs finally getting open just for a half hook and gets it up in there with 1:16 to go. 17-15 Lower Dauphin back up to a 2-point lead here in this one.
And Gibbs with 14 tonight, 14 big points. When you said 14 of the 17 points.
And again, missed shot by Cocalico. Here comes Lower Dauphin again, trying to extend it a little bit more. It's been 2 points forever. Either
Gibbs
a
with
tie
14.
or 2 points here at the last 5 or so minutes. Under a minute to go.
Right, Gary. Gibbs with 14 and the Hausfast with 2. Outside of that, Gardner with 1. You know, it's points are so difficult to get, and to have a 2-point lead right now. I mean, if you're Lower Dauphin, you're like, how are we up in this game, right? Especially with the shot selection, things not falling.
Look at how they match up with their zone. And there's Gibbs again. As soon as he gets it, he's getting double teamed. You see a jump ball called, and the ball goes back over to the Eagles. And again, it's Augie Gerhardt in there making his presence known. He and Gibbs are mixing it up down there. They're talking a little bit. I think it's a friendly conversation, but it's, you know, hey, this is fun.
Hey, it's big, like, hey, I blocked your shot. Let's see what you got next time down, you know? I mean, it's a friendly game. It's a district championship, and it's trying to be won by 6'7" and 6'8", and that's a good choice.
Well, we talked about Cocalico's defense. How about the defense of Lower Dauphin tonight? It's been pretty good, too, out there, man-to-man. They've been stifling.
Right, and I apologize not saying how well they're playing their man-to-man defense.
There's Gerhardt getting the ball. He's out a little far from the basket. There's your three. Look, downtown, not going to go. And that is going to be it. We're going to head to the fourth quarter. Lower Dauphin with that 2-point lead, 17-15. We head to the fourth. It's the boys District 3 5A championship here on High School Sports Live TV.
Hoffman Ford wants to trade keys with you. That's right. Give us the keys to your current vehicle, and we'll get you into a brand new Ford with great offers, like up to $13,500 off MSRP on a new Ford F-150 XLT 4x4, or 1.9% financing up to 60 months, plus $9,000 off MSRP. And get top dollar for all trades, no matter what it is. Let's trade keys at Hoffman Ford.
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Archie Smith. Fasten your seatbelt.
Player for Mr. and Miss PA, we are proud to present the 8th annual Mr. and Miss Pennsylvania Basketball Awards. The award recognizes the best high school basketball players in Pennsylvania, both male and female. So what are you waiting for? Go to www.pabball.com to nominate your favorite high school player today. Team Pennsylvania AAU basketball is centrally located in the Harrisburg area, home of our state capital. Team Pennsylvania AAU is the largest, most successful AAU program in Central PA. While 2020 was certainly a challenge, Team Pennsylvania remained committed to helping its top showcase players land college scholarships. They've once again shown that they are the premier program for anyone looking to compete at the next level. This weekend, they will be holding their 2021 Spring AAU tryouts for 10th and 11th grade girls and boys. Team Pennsylvania is a program you can count on, so register today at www.teampahoops.com or 717-657-2620 for an opportunity to compete at the highest level in 2021. Lower Dauphin with a basketball and a shot by Landis to start the quarter, not going to go. As we are in the fourth quarter of this championship game, the winner goes to the state championships and wins the District 3 championship. The loser goes home. It's that tough this season. Only one winner goes on.
It's like the old days, Gary, when it just, you know, we didn't have 7, 8 teams like they have in the past with COVID. It's one and done.
There's Gerhardt kicking it to the corner. They're going to get the three lined up and looking to take their first lead. Not going to go again as Hofsass will yank it down one more time for Lower Dauphin.
Big possession every time for these teams when it's 17-15. And again, Cocalico still yet to have the lead in this game.
Yep, they've had a bunch of opportunities to take the lead with those threes they've taken. They get inside to Gibbs. Gibbs double teamed again. Gibbs holding it too long right now, trying to find out where to throw it. He's getting double teamed from the backside, and he just doesn't know where to go with it.
And I think one of the things you'll tell him, I mean, even if you take it to it here soon, is, hey, look, let's make one move and let's go up strong. Let's draw a foul.
So it looks like the ball is going to go back over to Lower Dauphin here. Let's see what they have. They have the lineup across the baseline, which usually means you're trying to isolate the big guy right there one-on-one. That 3-2 zone, we can't overemphasize how that switch has just changed the entire tempo of this basketball game.
Yes, it was placed at the right time. It was a great coaching call, and Lower Dauphin has just struggled with it.
There's another look. That's not going to go either, and I think you're going to get the ball go over to Cocalico. And great hustle up there by number 3. That was Carson Nash, the 6'3" senior. So here's Cocalico get a chance to tie up or take the lead.
Braden Landis wanted the over the back call, and he might be right there. Lower Dauphin fans got a little upset.
Another chance for a layup. Another miss for Cocalico. Charlie Fortney with the basketball. Again, Fortney is a guy, if you can find him in a seam right now, he can knock some down, but so far, threes have not been the name of the game. Here's Hofsass trying to find something to go with a reverse layup. Not going to happen.
Gary, let's give Hofsass some credit in that move right there. He made a difficult shot to try to get it off, but he knew right now he saw one small gap, and he made the penetration perfectly. What he needed was a dive from the left side. He didn't have it, and he was forced to throw up a tough shot.
There's a double team again. Corner. Hofsass up, not going to go. Trying to stay with it again. Knocked away, and again, Great defense here by Cocalico and denying the shot. Augie Gerhardt runs the quarter, has to take it away right there. A great job of getting out, but I think he stepped on the baseline after the steal. But a wonderful job of getting back that time by Hofsass, who has been everywhere so far in this basketball game. Just hasn't been able to score tonight. He's normally a guy you can count on for 13, 14 points a game. You can see the frustration.
Yeah, great hustle. Mark Hofsass's dad played on the LBC National Championship and was the Lower Dauphin head coach for many years down here. So he's been well coached and been around basketball his whole life.
There's a brother who also played there. There's a three, long look, not going to happen, but no one blocked out, and in for two comes Cocalico, and it was Rios, again, who seems to have been everywhere tonight. Rios scoring, and they have now tied it up again with 5:41 to go in this one. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. It is 5:41 to go in this one, and, you know, Advanced Hoops spring training is being offered right now to players of all ages and experience levels. It's an opportunity to take their game to the next level on our spring training program, whether it's a 5-on-5 competition in skills, crossover intensity shooting with Charlie, or the advanced dribbling and shooting class. Your player will be trained and pushed by professional coaches. This 10-week program will take place at the Advanced Hoop Training Center located on Jonestown Road. These classes have limited numbers, so be sure to register today at www.advancedhoops.com or call 717-657-2620. And a very special thanks to llhoops.com, the place where LL basketball, b-ball coverage is found. Back here at Lower Dauphin High School, 17-17 for the boys District 3 5A championship. To say it's been a low-scoring game might be the understatement of this entire year, Todd. But it is a game that Cocalico has been very comfortable in. The 3-2 zone has made it that way.
And it has. And look where Lower Dauphin's offense is. They're in the circle there, coming right over half court. You know, this is not a danger zone, so therefore Cocalico can stand a lot and just move defensively because they look where the ball is. There's no attack zone at all.
No, and what's happening, they're playing this defense like a ballet right now. They move with the ball so well, pop out, close out. Watch this, there's never a seam. They don't allow you to get a seam in the zone, and as a result, they're getting turnovers all night long against Lower Dauphin.
Your Lower Dauphin's got to find a way to get tighter. You're going to have to start that offense right at the top of that foul line, even with somebody in your face.
There is Cocalico underneath. That's not going to go again, and it's going to be Gibbs drawing, I think, the foul from Gerhardt.
Yeah, he drew the over-the-back call from Gerhardt. Gerhardt being aggressive, giving credit.
The defense tonight by both these teams has made the offensive efficiency almost nil. Here's the 3-2. Now watch it. It starts out 3-2. Now watch. The moment the first pass made, right out comes the defensive player, just attacking out to the offensive player. And that's the way to play a very effective zone. You can see everybody else is in behind. There's no seams to attack. See this? There he comes out, and then the other guys suck back in right away. It's like watching Pistons operate. One out, one in. One out, one in constantly.
That's exactly the way it is. So I think, you know, you had a good idea with the on-ball screen. So if you want to, when you want to screen right in that top of the key, on that defender on the top of the key, that might be one aspect you can go. Attack that defender when he's getting screened in a roll-off or a dump in the middle. You know, we can sit here and think about it because we get a chance to watch it over and over again. But, you know, when you're a coach, you only get split seconds to make decisions for your team, and then they go on the floor to play the game.
This is a grinder, as Hofsass has it, back out to the top. Now the middle, in behind the zone right now, is Lower Dauphin looking to try to rotate some people through there. As Gardner gets caught up there with the basketball, he's going to lose it out of bounds. Again, too much dribbling without a purpose against the zone right now, costing that turnover.
Gary, I venture to say this, that turnover is a crucial turnover, but if I'm Lower Dauphin, what's the thought of maybe just pulling the ball out and holding it and see if you can pull them out of the zone? You know, I mean, sometimes when you're struggling, you got to find the little things. It might be one possession to try to win it.
I think for Cocalico, who has not had the lead yet tonight, they're looking for it right here. They have a chance. Now they're getting back. Their offense has actually become their defense as well. Again, another throwaway here. Does Lower Dauphin have it? Nope, it's off them out of bounds, so it'll stay with Cocalico. So their offense is their defense. When they're holding it and passing it and cutting, and you don't have to really shoot very much.
You know what, Gary? You said it a little bit better than I did in the pregame. That's what I was saying. That sometimes your offense can literally be your defense. And this ugliness, as far as the, and you know, I hate to keep using that word, it has benefited so much Cocalico in these aspects.
Gerhardt brings it down again. It's slapped away as he can't get the score either. So again, great defense by Lower Dauphin. We don't want to short shrift them on this. Good play by Hofstas as Hofstas up, can't get it to go. Again, knocked away by Cocalico. It's been an all defensive night. Here's Gibbs trying to get up. That's not going to go either, and the foul is called.
Look at these shots, though, Gary, they're getting. They're difficult shots. They're forced shots. Lower Dauphin's not comfortable getting it. And again, you know, how crucial are these foul shots right now in a juncture where Cocalico hasn't led?
Monsters. And Caleb Gibbs, a 68% free throw shooter. Gibbs will step back in there now.
Gibbs has 14 of the 17 points, too, Gary.
It's amazing. Just those numbers tonight are just freaky numbers. There's Gibbs, smooth as ever, knocking this one down at a 1-point precarious lead right now for Lower Dauphin. 2:50 to go in this one for the championship. Team that loses, going home. In the year of one and done. You're not getting a whole bunch of playoff teams going to state, just the champion. We'll take a timeout right here. It's 2:45 to go in this one. It's all here on High School Sports Live TV. Back after this.
At OSS Health, we offer orthopedic care you can trust. Award-winning for quality and safety, OSS Health will get you back to reaching. Swinging, rocking, and trailblazing. Keep following your passions. We'll help.
Hey, when you look at the numbers in this game, they are woeful offensively. 0 for 8 for Lower Dauphin thus far, Todd McCall. 1 for 15 in the 3 for Cocalico. So the three-point line has not been a place tonight that's been friendly to either of these two clubs.
Exactly, and then Lower Dauphin, who's generally a decent free throw shooter. They're 2 for 6 from the foul line. How big is 4 extra points when you think about the juncture of this game? Now, with 2:45 coming out, Gary, I'm interested to see what Cocalico will do if they have something set up. But if I'm Lower Dauphin and I get a hold here and I got a 1-point lead, I'm just going to pull you out of the zone because I can't find a way to beat it right now.
Well, we got a giant post-game analysis coming up after all this, but we got a championship to decide first. And there they isolate Gerhardt, and Gerhardt up and almost the first lead. It comes out again, and Hofstas with another rebound. 2:37 to go. 1-point lead here for Lower Dauphin. This for the District 3 5A championship.
You have a 1-point lead.
And it's thrown away again, trying to feed it a long pass into Gibbs, and it's not going to be so. Here's Cocalico with another chance to take the lead.
I mean, there are people biting their fingernails here because this, you know, people watching at home, Cocalico fans, Lower Dauphin fans, knowing that points are so hard to score, it set us back like it's a 1940s game, and anything, any possession, any little way to get one.
There's the 3, and they finally get the lead, does Cocalico, as it's buried from outside by Rios again. His second 3 of the game. He's the only guy that's made 3s tonight. A 2-point lead for Cocalico, under 2 minutes to play here for Lower Dauphin.
And he now has 10, and that's 2 big 3s.
Huge number here. Hofstas to Gibbs on the baseline. Gibbs kicks it back out. Fortney, long 3. Fortney buries the first 3 of the night for Lower Dauphin, and he's given them the lead by 1. 1:38 to go in this one.
And that might be one of the biggest shots in the sophomore man's career to give Lower Dauphin. It looked desperate until he hit that 3.
Man, O'Day, did he have it all ready to go, too. He was teeing that up when it came to him. And then quick drive to the basket here by Cocalico. And answering the bell one more time, and what's becoming a scoring flurry here is Clinton. 1:16
All of a sudden now
to go.
there's a little sense of urgency, Gary. People are like getting up and down the floor a little bit.
Now going to get a foul called as Gardner trying to make the move to the basket. Foul will be called against Rios. So 1:14 to go. Lower Dauphin with the basketball. There's another 3 from the far corner. That's not going to happen again from Hofstas. And quickly, Lower Dauphin up on the basketball right away. 1 minute to go in this one. And Lower Dauphin foul called out front. Go ahead, Tom.
You know, Gary, you know what, though? That's not a bad foul. They have fouls to give.
Yep, so you want to give those fouls right now. Again, a timeout called here by Riccativo. And we'll stay right here. Let's go inside Riccativo's huddle. What's he thinking right now? Is, again, only 1 team foul against Lower Dauphin, 5 on Cocalico thus far. What's he saying in that huddle, Todd?
Well, the first thing he's probably going to do, he's going to find a way to maybe set a trap up. I mean, he's down him. You don't have to foul immediately right away. So let's see if we can get a trap and force a turnover. If not, I say within 5 seconds, if we don't force that trap, Coach Ativo was probably talking about foul immediately. So you're going to keep fouling until you probably put them in the line.
Well, the guys you're looking to foul out there right now, if you're looking in your lower Dauphin, are Carson Nash at 38%. You got Bryce Flitton, 59%. Rios is a 65% free throw shooter. Nunaville is at about 70. He's the best shooter out there, and Gerhardt's at 50. So not a great number of good free throw shooters, but if you see number 3 touch the basketball, you may well see a foul right away. So 22-21, 1 minute to go. Cocalico with the basketball. Lower Dauphin on defense right now, and they've got a few fouls to give yet.
Let's look right. Cocalico, I'd be making the adjustment as well, getting the ball in. And look what happens. They're going to isolate the big guy down here by himself. You got to be real careful of that, because I probably, I wouldn't want that ball going into him. And you saw Hospass drop back. There would be your trap right there, I thought.
Well, not in the middle of the floor, but now they do come to the middle. And you're going to see more and more traps right here. And a good job of tying it up. The tie-up would belong to Lower Dauphin on the next one. And they're going to call a jump ball, and there it is. Lower Dauphin's going to get it back, I believe.
I think it will go Lower Dauphin-wise. I don't know if
no, it's actually Cocalico's basketball.
Okay.
We had it here on Lower Dauphin, but it was Cocalico's basketball, so they will get a chance to trigger the. You're going to see that
foul right
again.
away, Gary.
There it is, taken away by Lower Dauphin again. And Lower Dauphin now. Surprised maybe Rick Ativo doesn't call a timeout here.
Yeah, he looks like he wants to let his guys play through this, but
there's another 3. Not going to happen. Kicked back outside and saved by Lower Dauphin.
Wow.
Going to say, hey, no, it's going to be a timeout called. So Rick Ativo wants a timeout. He didn't like the quality of that shot. We're going to keep it right here. 26.2 seconds to go in this one. And, hey, this is the way a championship should be. Come right to the wire. 22-21.
Gary, this is the play I wanted to see. Just if they saw that, even when we see that replay again, another great hustle play, and I think it was Charlie Fortney. If you'll see it come here, these kind of plays are so crucial in a tight game. Take a look at it. Shot is way out of range. That shot that's going up. This is a shot that really, there's better shots in the game right now. It's way out of range. Look at this. Looks like it's over. Look at a hustle play. That gives him an opportunity to even get right there to have the ball coming out. You miss that play, you lose that game maybe.
Yeah, just a great job by Lower Dauphin keeping it alive. And for Cocalico right now, what are you thinking? What are you doing? There you see Seth Sigmund on the other side, the coach for Cocalico. You saw Rick Ativo. He's got his team primed here. They're on the defense right now. And, of course, the lower the clock goes down, you want to get the kind of shot that's going to draw a foul here, don't you? Not that kind of shot necessarily unless you get stuck at the end.
Gary, you want it 5 foot away. You're going to draw the foul. If I'm Cocalico, because you don't have the fouls to give, you want to back off a little bit, let him have the ball in, and then play your defense from there. You don't.
Here we go in the final 22 seconds here. Want to get in Gibbs' hand if you can. Maybe try to get that inside shot. Hofsass has it, ticking down to 16 seconds. Running out of time. 13 seconds. Trying to find Gibbs. There's Hofsass. He's done it all year long. And Hofsass buries it from downtown with 7 seconds to go. Tyson Hofsass, 2-point lead right now. Looking for the 3 to win it for Cocalico, and it's not going to go. And Lower Dauphin is the District 3 5A boys champion with Tyson Hofsass, long 3 to win it, 24-22. What a game here on High School Sports Live TV. Wow. We're going to take a break. We're going to come right back for our giant post-game analysis, our Capital Region play of the game, and our Hoffman Ford player of the game. All here on High School Sports Live TV. Back right after this.
Produce is a staple here in our house. Across the board, everybody loves it.
They enjoy cucumbers, bell peppers,
strawberries and blueberries. And at Giant, the quality and variety is amazing.
Yeah, it's always fresh.
The kids will go for the fresh stuff every single time because they appreciate nature and what she provides.
Always fresh. Dolan R brand bagged salad blends, 2 for $5.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
They didn't wait for someone else to change the world, and we're not waiting for the world to change education. CCA, pioneers in online education since 2003. Enroll today.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance. Hoffman Ford wants to trade keys with you. That's right. Give us the keys to your current vehicle, and we'll get you into a brand new Ford with great offers, like up to $13,500 off MSRP on a new Ford F-150 XLT 4x4, or 1.9% financing up to 60 months, plus $9,000 off MSRP. And get top dollar for all trades, no matter what it is. Let's trade keys at Hoffman Ford.
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Welcome back. High School Sports Live TV and the medal ceremony now. And if you're Cocalico, man, you were that close to winning it. 24-22, Lower Dauphin wins it, and the medal's being given right now by Seth Sigmund to the Cocalico Eagles. And what a season these guys had, 16-5. Outstanding year in the LL League. They got to the final here of districts. Any other year, you're going on to states, but this year it's one team heading out of the district, and that's going to be Lower Dauphin. You can see Seth Sigmund proudly putting those medals around his kid's neck in a season that has been trying, to say the least, and that they fought their way through. And what a defensive team this was.
Absolutely. They came in, that defense, like I would love to have this game film, break that thing down over and over again. I mean, if I was back in the coaching ring, you too, Gary, this is something that I might implement in. What a great job defensively. But, you know, on Lower Dauphin, you got to hats off. 2 for 12 from the three-point line, but it was too big when Charlie Fortney and Tyson Hoshfast hitting shots. It doesn't matter how many you make or miss. It's when you make them. How about it, Gary?
Oh, the 50% in the last 4 shots they took, 2 out of 4. Those are the ones that are going to count for Ricativo tonight. But hats off again to Seth Sigmund and his outstanding Cocalico team. They just were dynamite here tonight and getting the game played where they wanted to play it. And now you go over to the other side. Lower Dauphin, the champions, have won 10 in a row to end the season. And this was not the kind of game they necessarily wanted to be in tonight. They were cold for a long time, but their great defense also kept them in. As you can see, a very proud Ricativo. 93rd win here tonight, now putting the medals around his kid's neck. And I'll tell you what, you know what that feels like, Todd. It's a good feeling to have those gold medals going around your neck. And, you know, they're the masks, symbolic of the kind of year it's been. But masks or not, the smiles you can feel underneath.
Oh, unbelievable. And I love Coach Ativo, the whole Ativo family, that long line of roller history and legacy. And Rick Ativo, hats off to you and your whole staff coming away with, I mean, it doesn't matter what the score, even if it's 8-6 or 2-0.
There's Hopsass. Look at that.
It's a championship game.
Not Hopsass, rather. That's not Hopsass. That's Cotton Waters, Colton Waters. And then coming down here, and there's Charlie Fortney, the sophomore, getting a big hug. Man, did he hit a huge three to put him up.
Not only that, Gary, I'm sorry, I apologize. He hit a big shot, and then it was a defensive play that I thought, like at that 26 juncture, when that shot was taken by Gardner and kept alive, that gave them the ball, and that's the winning shot that would be eventually hit. And that's just, you know, sometimes little plays. It might not be a score. It's a defensive hustle that makes a difference in a championship game.
I think it's a great point that you're making. Kept that alive, and there's Rick Ativo and his brother there as well. Mike, who's one of his assistants, along with Tom Smith, Ryan Nacarado. Dana Ativo is a statistician, and boy, that's a great feeling. Rick Ativo and his Lower Dauphin Falcons winning the boys District 3 5A championship. And all year long, they got better and better and better. And tonight, in an ugly offensive game, but a beautiful defensive game, his team now gets to raise the trophy high and put it into that trophy case. It has so many there at Lower Dauphin. You can see what the feeling is there tonight as they walk out here with the championship. There's Tyson Hofsass. He hit that huge shot at the end. Maybe not heard around the world, but all around Hummelstown tonight anyway, which is where Lower Dauphin hails from.
And I think it's fitting, Gary, that Hofsass drills it where his father played his high school career, went on to play a national championship at LBC, and a Hofsass drilling the shot to win it. You know what? Right now, I know Mark Hofsass's dad, his mom, everybody. You know, you're always happy for your child to do well, but when they come away and win gold, I think the most elusive medal in District 3 to gain the gold medal in the District 5A championship. Wow.
Lower Dauphin now 19-3. They've won 10 in a row. They're going to move on. There you see Charlie Fortney and Hofsass, the last two guys to hit threes, the only two guys to hit threes tonight. And man, did they hit them at gigantic times here in this one. And it brought home the district championship. And again, Hofsass burying it with 7 seconds to go. It was absolutely dynamite. Well, that takes us to our giant post-game show. Our Capital Region play of the game and our Hoffman Ford player of the game. And you can see a very happy Lower Dauphin team posing right now for the championship photo. And now we'll move on to state championships, which are only, by the way, 2 weeks long this year. So it is not the daunting kind of run that you normally had to have before to win a state championship where you had to win 5 games. It's going to be a hard run, but nevertheless, they have a chance to do it. In our giant post-game analysis tonight, our Capital Region play of the game, and we go to that right now. And I bet you can't guess what the play of the game is. Let's see if you can do that, huh? Here it is, Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game for the night, and what a shot it was. Ticking down toward the end. And there's Hofsass. Only time all night he saw an opening and got it to drop, and here he is again. He's out probably about 20, 21 feet and lets it go and rattles it home, and that's the shot heard all around Hummelstown there tonight that brought home a district championship to Lower Dauphin. Our Hoffman Ford player of the game, well, he was very active, especially in the first quarter, and got Lower Dauphin out to a big lead. He was Caleb Gibbs, the 6'7" forward, and what a game he had. A lot of rebounds, a lot of moves like this in the first quarter. Todd?
Yeah, 15 points in the first quarter. Cocalico come out man-to-man, and they had no body, no answer for the 6'7" Randolph-Macon product. And then, I mean, the up and unders, he was just, he made it look easy in that first quarter. And I thought, if this is going to be the way that this is going to go, then Lower Dauphin will pull away with this thing without a problem. And then Cocalico switched up defense. Great job to Coach Sigmund and the staff, and brought Gerhardt back in the game, and that settled it down. But in the end, unbelievable Falcons win with that great shot that Hofsass hit. And he only had 5 points, but that was a big three. And you know what? Shot heard around Hummelstown, Gary. I think that's an effective call from you. I got to give you credit on that. That's something that should be a lasting, impactful call from here on out in Lower Dauphin history.
Well, I got to tell you, if you had told Rick Ativo before the game tonight, he said, Rick, you're going to score 24 points tonight, he probably would have fallen over and started crying. But if he said, that's going to be 2 more than the other team scores, a big smile is going to cross his face. The great thing about basketball is you got to win in all kinds of ways in this level. And when you have a great defensive team like Cocalico was here tonight, and Lower Dauphin as well, defense travels well, and offense is always going to suffer when great defense is out there. And you saw 2 teams tonight, one playing at man-to-man, one playing 3-2 zone with man-to-man principles that just put on a show here on how to play it well. And the adjustments that were made defensively by the coaches here tonight, particularly by Coach Sigmund over on Cocalico, was immense in what happened to the offense for Lower Dauphin. Lower Dauphin buckled down and gutted it out man-to-man wise, and it was fun to watch tonight. To me it wasn't an ugly game. To me it was a game of intensity, and you could feel it the whole way through after it kind of tightened up after the first quarter. And the championship, though, is going to go to Lower Dauphin as they're going to now head into the states to try to find a way to win a state championship. And that's the fun part. But for Cocalico, man, the pride they got to feel tonight and getting here, just absolutely immense. Wonderful to watch this evening.
It is, Gary. And I mean, just sums up everything we've always loved about this game. When we get these district championships, always so fortunate to get the opportunity to call them. And tonight, I think we called something that is just uncharacteristic in a championship game, but you said it well. Literally, we called a physical, hard-fought game that had every bit of a championship caliber.
And in the weirdest of years, you look around, you don't see a lot of fans. You see kids sitting socially distanced apart. You see guys playing with masks. It's not a year like any other year we've ever had. And so the other part this year, and I think this is sad for maybe the players, but it had to be this way, I guess, in Pennsylvania, the idea that none of the other playoff teams go on. You know, we used to go down 9 teams into District 3 in this particular level and 5A. One team moves on this year, and it's that way all around the state. So it's something that these poor kids, in the sense of being able to show their skills off in playoff atmospheres, are not getting this year. And yet it's the old-time retro kind of thing. You win, you go on, you lose, you don't. And it's just I guess a tough lesson to learn. But you know, you can't win or lose this game till you get into this kind of game. And that's the thing to remember tonight is, if you're Cocalico, hey, you may have lost, but you can't win or lose it until you get to play it. And they've had a wonderful season. For Lower Dauphin, man, they clicked at the right time. They hit the big shots when they needed it. They got players stepping up. A sophomore hitting the 3 tonight when he needed it. A senior hitting the 3 when they needed it. That speaks a lot to their character here this evening as well.
That's exactly right. And what a great game. What's something so fun to call.
Well, we'd like to thank a whole lot of people here tonight for a wonderful job. Chad Edwards and his whole crew from Invicta, they just do a great job producing our telecast throughout the course of the year. Thanks to all of you as fans for watching tonight. It's been a lot of fun bringing this high school basketball in a time when many can't get into the gymnasium anymore. And then, of course, to Jim Gallagher, our statistician tonight, Taylor Dippery, who is a young lady who has been fantastic in getting us numbers all year long. She's just done a great job. And, of course, Charlie Fortney, senior, who has been the kind of the founder of the feast. He's a guy that's making sure high school basketball is getting out there to people all around. As you see Hofstas, he'll still have a big smile on his face after hitting that winning 3. And of course, Todd McCall, wouldn't want to work with a better color guy anywhere. Just a great job all season long, my friend. I really appreciate all you've done, and a wonderful job. And of course, I mentioned Jim Gallagher, our statistician, earlier too. So it's been a lot of fun. Who knows? Maybe there'll be another game out there we'll be doing. But this has been High School Sports Live TV again. The boys District 3 championship goes to Lower Dauphin High School in Hummelstown, Pennsylvania, in a thrilling game tonight. Low scoring but thrilling, and a dynamite finish, 24-22. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned next to Eric at Integrity First Home Buyers Interview, all here on High School Sports Live TV. Congratulations to both these teams tonight. Congratulations to winning the gold to Lower Dauphin, 24-22. I'm Gary Sutton. Have a great evening, everyone.
We're here at OSS Health with another live interview with Dr. Abby Kelly. She has a special program she developed here at OSS Health. It's unique to South Central Pennsylvania and beyond. She's going to talk about it. It's a female-focused program.
So I developed the program specifically for female athletes, and the goal is to treat them as a whole. So not only prevent, treat, or manage their orthopedic injuries, but also treat their medical conditions, any psychological conditions that they're suffering from, or nutritional deficiencies. So it's those types of things that are also really important for the female athlete to excel in sport.
I want to ask you this. High school student athletes, there's a lot of females watching, a lot of girls athletes out there watching High School Sports Live. We hope so. Out of the menu you listed, what is the common reason why these female athletes at the high school level maybe need to come to this program? What are you seeing?
I think one of the number one things definitely is injury prevention. There are some orthopedic injuries that are really common among the female athletes. So we have athletic trainers that are heavily involved in injury prevention and some different types of programs that the female athlete can participate in. We also have a strength and conditioning coaches on a referral basis that I can recommend for female athletes. One of the other big components of the program is nutrition. So oftentimes these athletes are not actually eating enough calories to account for what they're expending without knowing it. So really, the program is to provide education, sometimes just simply some education on sports nutrition, sports psychology, like performance anxiety, those types of things, and also prevention of injury.
Having 3 daughters of my own, this is a great program. My big question is, how can a mom or a dad or a coach recommend their daughter and refer their daughter to your program? How can they get in this program?
Yeah, so it's very easy to get plugged in with me here at OSS Health. I see patients in the Powder Mill location in York and also in the Mechanicsburg location. Our website has services listed, and under services is the female athlete program, so you can schedule an appointment with me through our website, or you can call our main number at 717-848-4800 and get scheduled with me in one of the 2 offices that I see patients in.
Dr. Abby Kelly, the focus on female athletes, this is unique. Not only is this program unique, but OSS Health Orthopedic Center in Mechanicsburg is one of the only, if not the only in South Central Pennsylvania, walk-up orthopedic care centers. Take advantage of it. You can go to their website at osshealth.com.